Chapter 22. Rimuru opened the final door. In his mind he walked past the memories he took from Azrael and Seal. He walked to a tree that was similar to the one on the hill over Tempest, and under it revealed the body of Ivaraj. He was alive but completely incapable of moving his body. This was a state Rimuru intended him to be. Rimuru stared at him with a poker face. Rimuru had a wicked smile as he kicked Ivaraj, causing him to roll away. Ivaraj couldn't move, but aside from that he felt everything in his body. Rimuru, I've given you nothing but the ability to observe and feel. Rimuru grabbed his head and smashed it over rocks repeatedly as he continued speaking. Rimuru, everything in this world is mine, not yours. Spend eternity remembering that. I'll make this world better than Yuki, Feldway, you, and even Veldanava himself could have ever dreamed. It could be for the sake of everything in this world that gave me a reason to keep on living. Ivaraj's lifeless yet conscious body was dripping blood from his head like a leaking bag. Rimuru, and all those that stand in my way from that will be squashed like the bugs they are. Rimuru threw him back to the tree as he took a deep breath, then left the room and let the door close on its own. Rimuru had taken various trips to his mind space, and in every one he had invoked similar torment on Ivaraj. As the door closed he woke up. It was morning. He was kissed by both Shizu and Seal as soon as his eyes opened, much to his happy surprise. Rimuru, what a luxurious way to be woken up. Seal, we thought you saw fit to be spoiled. Shizu, you were moving and muttering in your sleep. Did you have a bizarre dream? Rimuru, I don't remember. Seal, well then I assume that makes it irrelevant if it would slip your mind so easily. Seal, how long have you been peeping in on us? You know Master likes his privacy. Azrael, don't even worry about that. Regardless, he likes his privacy from you specifically. I never received orders such as, stay away you yandere stalker. I don't want you in my mind, freak. Seal, he never said that. Shizu noticed the silent expressions Seal was making. Shizu, as Azrael thought communicating with you both again. Rimuru, I'm sure you know the answer to that already. As you can guess, they're arguing again. Rimuru thought it best to interrupt them. Rimuru, Azrael, if you thought communicated with us like this, surely you had something important to tell me rather than just coming here and bothering Seal. Azrael, of course Master, I just thought I should let you know Falmouth is on its way here and Milam made her declaration. Everything is going as you predicted. Rimuru, I see. I guess we should get a move on then. Seal, you did something right for once. Congratulations. Azrael, well, someone has to be helpful to Master. Rimuru could feel the hatred between them from the thought communication. Rimuru, alright, thanks for the report. Bye. Rimuru severed the thought communication between all three of them before they could argue further. Rimuru, it turns out we really should get going. We don't have a lot of time. Shizu, a shame, and here I was hoping I would get more time where I had to share you to a minimum. Seal, I know the feeling well when you want to keep Master all to yourself. Rimuru looked exasperated. Rimuru, I'm not an object. Later Rimuru, Shizu, Seal, and their students were at the exit of the city ready to leave. Yuki decided to see them off. Yuki, don't forget to stop by and visit sometime. Shizu, of course. Yuki, and Rimuru, if you could deliver more supplies when you can, that would be great. Rimuru knew exactly what he meant by supplies. Rimuru, the Jura Forest Empire will distribute them internationally soon, so don't worry, I'll be sure to send you some especially. Yuki, you are the best. Shizu and Seal once again wore exasperated looks on their faces. Yuki, by the way Shizu, you should visit Hinata when you can, as you know she's not the type to reach out to others, but I'm certain she misses you. Shizu, I'll be sure to visit her soon. Yuki, also. Yuki signaled Shizu to come closer. As she did, Yuki whispered. Yuki, make sure you invite me to the wedding you and Rimuru will have as well. Shizu was red as a tomato. She then smacked Yuki on the head. Shizu, I thought I taught you to mind your own business. As they all made their leave, Rimuru spoke privately with Seal and Shizu via thought communication. Rimuru, take them back, but take your time. High-speed flight should work. Seal, understood, Master. Rimuru, I'll try not to hurt Hinata. Shizu, please don't hold back on my account. In fact, I'd appreciate it if you very much didn't hold back. She always got too arrogant in her own abilities and impulsive mindset. I warned her it would get her into trouble, but if the future you told me about is true, she clearly didn't listen. Shizu said in slight frustration. Rimuru was a bit surprised. Rimuru, you understand what me not holding back means, right? Shizu, yes, destroy her, completely and utterly annihilate her, preferably in a humiliating manner. Seal, Rimuru, but why though? She's your student. Shizu, Students need to be disciplined and Hinata always puts too much on herself due to her arrogance. This is for her benefit. Rimuru. Okay then. Shizu gave Rimuru a warm smile. Shizu. I knew you'd understand. Rimuru. Right, I'll see you guys back in Tempest, Seal. Seal. Understood master. Once they were gone Rimuru turned around. Rimuru. You can come out now, it's just us after all. Hinata appeared from behind a tree. Hinata. So you knew I was there, you're better than I thought. Rimuru. Just what was your interpretation of me? I'm a bit insulted. Hinata. I would say hello, except this is technically more of a goodbye. Rimuru. Fine then, goodbye. Rimuru fired a magical attack. Hinata dodged it, but it grazed her hair as it passed her and flew in the air. It left an explosion in the atmosphere. Rimuru. Shizu told me not to hold back, but I think this should be enough to get the message out at least. Hinata glared at Rimuru. He could tell she felt intimidated by that attack. Rimuru. Well, might as well have fun playing into the role. Rimuru. So tell me, are you here to try and take Shizu from me, or could it be you want the boy of the forest gone in hopes that his society and subordinates will crumble in response? Hinata. The barrier should have weakened him greatly, but he still has that much power. I suppose it's best to distract him with small talk. Two birds, one stone, as they say. Rimuru began laughing. Rimuru. Lumi must be desperate if she sent you to challenge me. Honestly, she could stand to have more of a heart. Hinata. Lumi, surely you couldn't mean the god Luminous. Rimuru. If by god you mean the vampire girl playing tricks to pose as one, then yes, but you should already know that I imagined she vented to you about her frustration from our last meeting. She's much more willing to talk now. I guess brute force is the easiest language she understands. Hinata. She seemed too embarrassed to mention it, but all I know is you apparently did something humiliating to her and stole the coffin of Chronoa for whatever reason. Rimuru. The details aren't important, but maybe if you beg enough I'd tell you. I tend to throw bones at those so much weaker than me. Hinata. Why you? Just you wait. Rimuru. I did not expect that look. Guess she's really frustrated about me being so much stronger than expected. Now I kinda feel like the bad guy. Hinata. Draw your sword unless it's for show. Rimuru. A sword is for threats, you don't qualify. Hinata. Fine then, have it your way. Hinata dashed to Rimuru with all her speed, only for him to easily dodge with each of his evasive maneuvers. Hinata seemed more and more frustrated that she couldn't hit him. Rimuru. Come on, surely you can do better than that. Is this really what the best of the Holy Knights can do? Hinata seemed even more frustrated as Rimuru effortlessly dodged her. Rimuru. I see you're trying to predict my movements. I hope you don't believe that will make a difference even if you do hit me with that sword of yours. Hinata. You're bluffing. Rimuru. Am I? Rimuru stopped where he was. Rimuru. Take your best shot then. Hinata began her attack against Rimuru only for him to block her sword with his finger. Hinata. He blocked it with his finger. Well, it doesn't matter, 6 more strikes are all it will take. She struck him several more times with her sword only for him to deflect it with her fingers each time as she counted down the strikes. Hinata. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rimuru caught her final strike. Rimuru. 7. Rimuru shattered the dead-end rainbow much to Hinata's shock. Rimuru. Surely a soul-damaging sword wasn't your whole plan. Hinata. But how did? Rimuru. Soul damage nullification. Perhaps you've heard of it. Hinata looked worried but regained composure. Hinata. Fine then, astral bind. Hinata pulled out a talisman that made a spherical cage around Rimuru, but he simply smirked and walked right out of it. Rimuru. Come on, surely the student of Shizu has more to offer than that disappointing display. Hinata's emotions got to her. Hinata. You aren't fit to speak her name after what you did to her, spirit summon. Rimuru. What I did was there a lie about me controlling and manipulating her told this time? Well, it's understandable to play that card, but it should be easy to undo. Would she really fall for that, or could it be Lumi influenced her emotions a bit more due to my last visit? Rimuru thought all this as Hinata cast her disintegration spell with everything she had and more to destroy Rimuru. The attack's power was even stronger than it was originally used against Rimuru. It left a massive crater in the ground. Hinata fell to her knees and panted. Hinata. I poured everything I had into that attack. I know Luminous advised against me going alone like this, but I couldn't leave Sensei like that. No matter the result, on me at least ease. Rimuru. Gone. Rimuru said this while speaking in her left ear. Hinata felt despair seeping through one of her strongest attacks but didn't so much as leave a scratch on him, and she poured too much of her energy into that attack to do anything else. Hinata. Kill me. Rimuru. What makes you think you're in a position to give me orders? Hinata gave Rimuru a defiant look. Hinata. I'd rather die than be captured by you and be used as a tool to pleasure you like Shizu was. Rimuru started laughing. Hinata, do you truly find it that humorous that you could force yourself on her in exchange for expelling Ifrit? I'd rather die than. Rimuru put his finger on her lips. Rimuru, shish, let your overactive imagination stop there. I had fun today, thanks for the battle. Try not to bite off more than you can chew. If your demon lord tells you you can't win, you likely can't remember that until we meet again. Also tell Lumi if she wants more blood she can have it if she begs nicely. Oh, and by the way, you should stop by and see Shizu for yourself, that is if you don't want her coming to you. Hinata shuddered at the thought. Rimuru, I may have to question Shizu's teaching methods. Rimuru waved at Hinata. Rimuru, see you later Hina tilde. Hinata, Hina. Rimuru teleported back to Tempest. He was walking through the center, where he saw Seal with an exasperated look and Azrael sitting on top of Shogo and using Kyoya as a footrest while Karara was holding a bowl of grapes for her. Azrael was about to speak. Rimuru, I don't wanna know, just give me a report. Seal, Falmouth's army invaded Azrael and killed them. Fulgen included. The only ones left alive are these three and some other guy who was with them. Azrael, is that a problem? Rimuru, I did say you could do whatever you wanted to them, so no, not really, though it is a bit problematic now that Fulgen's dead, but it does give me an idea of how to play this out. Azrael, sounds like fun. To be continued.